you are on two different timelines with women and men. Because, bro, your youth is not the glory years for you, bro. Like, life gets better as you age. Life is about timing. See, you can do anything in life, but you can't do everything. And what I mean by that is that you can't do everything all at once. You know, sometimes you have to decide what it is this period of your life, like what's the main focus of it? Like I know like a good idea for planning out your months is like having three like main goals that you're trying to achieve and having a main one, then probably like two sub goals. But to know that the main goal is the main goal. And sometimes to achieve the main goal, you got to let some other things be on the back end. Like one of my more popular videos is Ignore Woman. And I don't say that in the sense of like you should never talk to a girl or you shouldn't be in relationships or shouldn't get married. I'm not saying none of that. What I'm saying is that there may be a time period in your life where you aren't actively pursuing relationships or interactions with women. Like, you know, if things fall in your lap, by all means, go ahead, do your thing, have fun, do what you do. But to be like actively pursuing it, to be going out, you know what I'm saying, looking, being on Tinder, dating apps, fucking sliding in DMs, you know, chatting up every girl that you see, that may not be the mood, G, depending on what you are trying to achieve. Because, like, don't get me wrong, I love women. Women are best thing since sliced bread. But you may have to have a time period where you have to almost ignore them because you have other things to focus on. Like, for example, I was talking to a young lady recently, and one thing I noticed is that, you guys can tell me if this is good or bad, I don't know. But one thing I noticed is that when I was speaking with her or I would hang out with her, what she did was exactly what she was supposed to do. She made everything better. She made me feel like life is all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy when I'm around her. Very sweet. Like she was doing everything right. But what I noticed that does to me is it encourages me to take my foot off the gas a little bit. It makes me forget that like, oh, like my situation is not where I want to be. Like I need to be progressing forward. I need to be moving the ball forward. But like instead, you know, I'm chilling, I'm laid up, and you know, I'm watching movies. But like I know I got shit I need to be doing. But I'm with this young lady and like everything is cool, like everything is good. She's cooking for me, giving me back massages, like she's awesome. But I know that this time could be spent in a better avenue right now. Like for example, going off of the women thing, let's say your funds aren't where you want them to be. So maybe you have to go to a time period where, bro, like you pick up every extra shift that you can get. You get a second job if that's what you got to do. You start working on your resume to get a different job, like because you know whatever you got to do, like funds got to go up. You start working on some sort of business model, but funds got to increase. And therefore, during this time period of increasing funds, other things have to be cut off. So that means it won't be the time for these things. Like it won't be the time to be going out or buying the extra lavish things. You have to identify that. Another example, let's say, because I think we all like to look good. So let's say, you know, you want to get dressed to the max. You feel me? You want to max out the looks maxing. You want to get some clean stuff or whatnot. But maybe it's not the time to be popping out. Like for me, I know there was a time where I just didn't have a lot of clothes, but I still don't have a lot of clothes, which I'm finna start working on now only because I want to pursue a little bit more professionalism. But before that, like I didn't even have a reason to have a lot of clothes. I didn't go nowhere where having nice clothes was a necessity. So like I was going to the gym, I was going to work, and that was about it. Sometimes I would go out with a young lady, but saying if you don't go out with them too much, you can just recycle those same couple outfits and you'll be straight. But at that time, like that just was not important for me. Like having a lot of nice clothes or expensive things, like it wasn't the time period for that. One day it will be. One day I will be dressed to the max. One day you will spend the extra money on the lavish things. But you have to establish that there's a time period for this. And one big thing I notice with guys is that they put all the good stuff up front. This is something that I personally messed up with big time. Is that you think that in the beginning this is the time for the girlfriend, for the nice car, to be going out and partying because you're young. Like, so you do all that stuff up front. But what you don't realize, bro, if you switch it, because this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna do all that stuff and then you're gonna burn out from it. And then now you set yourself up in a worse position than you would have been if you would have ignored those things. Identified that early time period of like 18 to 25, 18 to 30, whatever range you want to go to. But that's the time where you can really start putting things on the board. You know what I'm saying? You can start really racking up your money. You can really start working on your physique. Like shit, with the physique, man, I was really obsessed with being lean. Like, so I would go to the gym, and I would start putting on a little bit of muscle, and then immediately, like, not even a full year in, probably, I'm ready to cut. Like I would say I started working out maybe like 19, 20, and probably my first 3 years of lifting, I went on maybe like 4 or 5 cuts for no fucking reason. Like if it wasn't for that, I'd probably be a lot bigger now and I would be in a better position, like physically now, but I decided that was the time period for me to be cut and lean. And so I sacrificed basically all the future gains that I could have made if I just would have kept bulking during that time period. So these are those things we have to identify, like what is the best course of action for this time period of your life. Like I was supposed to go on a trip last weekend and I wound up getting canceled. So I spent a lot of time just thinking, and in my head I was like, I took this as a sign that I needed to relax and really get in my own head. And one of the things I came to a conclusion on is the sort of life that I probably want to live, like ultimately, big picture sort of thing. And I think I want to have like 6 months, maybe like half the year, where I'm just working. I want to work, I want to do as much work as possible, push the ball forward in my business and whatnot. And then it'll be like, bro, I'm getting hit with every inconvenience possible. But I want there to be a time period for like 6 months where I'm just straight working, and then probably another like 3 months where, I'm a bit more social, still working, but you know what I'm saying, not as much, and spending more time with family, friends, that sort of time. And during those 6 months that I'm working, I probably want to be somewhere like secluded in the country, mountainside sort of shit. But those 3 months, maybe be in the city, be around people, you know what I'm saying, be social. And that other 3 months, I want to just be driving the best roads, going to car meets, going to cruises, racing on tracks and shit like that. Because I think that would be the optimal life for me. Because what I realized, bro, is like I said, you can't do everything. But if you make time periods for things where you can accomplish a lot, you can get a lot done in a small life. Because we do have a short period of time on this earth. And if you spend the whole time thinking that you can do everything all at once, bro, you're going to realize that you're running out of time, man. And one thing we all need to remember is that, like, bro, every day that passes is one less day we have on this earth. We don't know when the end is coming, but eventually it will. And we live and we act as if it's not coming, or even if it's not your day, man, it may be someone that you love's day. Your parents may not be able to get to see you achieve the things that you want to achieve. Maybe your friends, loved ones. You don't know, and you also don't know how long you're gonna be healthy and like your mind is free. Like, we don't think about these things enough. Like, your days are numbered, man. So you need to identify what's important in each time period of your life and think in terms of the future. Like, we do a lot of these things because we're thinking it now. Like, we're only thinking in what is going to gratify us in these moments. The thing is that most things that gratify you in the moment are not good for you in the future. So you really got to find the balance there. That's why I like the idea of having time periods where, you can get a little bit of everything in like the course of a year. Because some people even take that to like a week standpoint where like maybe they'll have 5 days where they're just flat out working. And then on the weekends, they decide they want to be very social. However you want to work it, it's whatever works for you. But the premise and the point is that you have to have time periods where you're focusing on different things. And that means cutting out other things that are going to distract from whatever the main goal is. So I guess I'll end it there. This video keeps getting cut off for random ass reasons, but hey, like, subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next video. Deuces. And I just want to add this in too, actually, is that especially as a man, like, you should try to front load as much of the work as possible. You want to do all the hard stuff early. Like, bro, y'all got to realize, bro, that you are on two different timelines with women and men. Because, bro, your youth is not the glory years for you, bro. Like, life gets better as you age. Like, for example, man, I got an uncle, and he retired recently. And when I tell you this man is on some sort of trip or going on a cruise or going on like actual biking cruises, like probably like half the year, and he's still in good shape, still talking to beautiful women because he played his cards right. He retired from the military, so like his money is good, but now he's living an excellent version of life because he sacrificed those beginning years into putting in the work to getting to where he wants to be now. So you gotta know, bro, like the beginning of life, bro, that is when you build the foundation. That's when you get everything started. Like, that's the time period for building. Because we got this idea in our head that when we get older, everything's over, and you know what I'm saying, that's when we're gonna start the decline. We're gonna get fat and go bald and fucking all this sort of thing. Life just gets worse. You get married. Like, you talk to married dudes. I talk to people that are fucking in relationships, bro, and bro, they always talk about it like, maybe I'm just not in the right circles. I think that's the problem. I'm not in the right circles. But none of these people are talking positively about these relationships that they're in. But yet this is their main goal. If they didn't have that relationship, like, their life would be fucking aimless. But the point is that for a man, bro, like, everything gets better if you do the work first. But if you go and you party, you drink, you don't go to the gym, you focus on everything that basically like that women focus on, bro, the back end of your life is going to be very, very shitty. Like, that stuff is going to catch up to you quick. Now, I would get more into detail, but we're on a little bit of a time crunch. But I did want to add that in to make sure you guys know, bro, like, bro, put the work first. You put the work first, bro, your future will be 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times better, bro. Like, y'all got to remember the male advantage. If y'all haven't seen the male advantage, check out that video. If you go to my videos, it'll be one of the more popular videos. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. That's a big focus of this channel. But hey, doses. Like and subscribe again.